name is Cliff, and I present to you primary wave or P waves. Travels that travels can pass through solids. Secondary wave or S waves. It's the slower and powerful only through solids. Next, we'll discuss the two parts of surface wave. First is relief wave. It's the largest among the other waves. Second is the lap wave. It's the fastest surface wave where release energy causes a side-to-side movement of the ground. That's all. Thank you.
Good day, I am Neil and we are MCA students. I will present how primary waves and secondary waves travel through the earth. The secondary waves travel only through solid and the primary waves travel to all medium or in solid, liquid, and gas. The path of the P and S waves or the primary and secondary waves are curved because the density is changing, and I have observation that why primary waves and secondary waves can travel to the earth. First, because it has thin crust. Second, because it has semi-fluid mantle where density increases with depth. Third, because a core have a liquid outer part and a solid inner part that the P waves and S waves can travel through it. And I will present how earthquake generates tsunamis. When large and shallow earthquake which epicenter or fault line is near or on the ocean floor generate big waves called tsunamis. The tsunami usually occur along the convergent boundaries where two plates collide toward each other, forming subduction zone. Through collision of the plates, rocks could rupture and cause large earthquake, resulting vertical displacement or large area of the ocean floor from few kilometers up to more than 1,000 kilometers. This vertical displacement will disturb the ocean surface, displace water towardly in all directions, and generate tsunamis that are very destructive. The tsunami will created when an earthquake is greater than 7.5 in a Richter scale, and more than 80% of the world's tsunamis occur in the Pacific along its ring of fire.
3, 2, 1, take.
Hi, I'm Julian from the grade 8 class of MCALB. Today, I'm going to show you how to detect, locate, and measure earthquakes. Earthquakes can only be detected using a device called seismograph. To locate an earthquake's epicenter, the difference in arrival time of P wave and S waves is identified. The intersection of the three seismograph stations is the epicenter of an earthquake. Magnitude describes the amount of energy released by an earthquake. It uses the Richter scale. Intensity is the measure of the extent damage wrought by an earthquake and its effect to people. Intensity uses the Mercalli scale. And that's all for my topic. I hope you learned something new today. Thank you.
Hi, it's me, Faye. Today, we are learning about earthquake safety. We all know what earthquake is. It's a sudden tremble and shaking of the ground. So first, the drop, cover, and hold procedure. This procedure is very important during earthquake. This procedure will make us safe. And also, make sure that the table you are going to use will be able to protect you while shaking. Before an earthquake, reinforce, repair, support your house if you have found out that you are at a risky area. Number 2, make a plan where to evacuate, way of communication, and ways to keep one safe. Number 3, provide non-perishable food, water, flashlight, batteries, first aid supplies, medicines during an earth communication. Number 1, stay away from hazardous things such as windows, tall cabinets, and hanging things that might fall. Number 2, protect your head from falling objects by covering it with a hard object or hiding in a tough structure. place or things. Number 3, if you are indoors, do not try to leave the place until the shaking stops. Trying to go outside may be more risky. After an earthquake. Number 1, expect and be prepared for aftershocks. Number 2, check if there is any damage in electrical wirings or leaks in a gas line. Number 4, be careful on sharp objects and broken glasses on the floor or ground. And number 4, stay away from structures that have been damaged already. And lastly, so that is the earthquake safety. We can use this anytime. Make sure that don't panic and make yourself safe. And that is the end of my report. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Marla and now I will report about typhoon form or cyclone form. So a tropical cyclone is a wind system with a counterclockwise or clockwise inward circulation in low pressure area. In the north it is called hurricane, in Australia it's called Willy Willy, while in the northeastern and western Pacific it is called typhoon. Originated from a Chinese dialect word typhoon. In Philippines, it is locally known as a bagyo. Condition in the formation of a tropical cyclone. First, warm ocean water. The water temperature must be warm enough to form a cyclone. The warm water must be at least 26.5 Celsius at a depth of at least 5 meters. Second, greater amount of water vapor. Dry mid-levels are not conducive for allowing the continuing development of widespread thunderstorm activity. Fifth, low values of vertical wind shear. The energy of cyclone weakens as the altitude increases. Development of tropical cyclone. Stage 1, tropical disturbance. An apparent circulation of clouds originating from the ocean waters along the tropical region which remains intact for 24 hours or more. Stage 2, tropical depression. The wind speed up not more than 63 km per hour due to the decrease in air pressure. Stage 3, tropical storm. Sustaining winds at 63 to 87 are now destructive. Stage 4, winds are very destructive and sustain a speed of 118 km per hour at 10 meters elevation is a typhoon.
Hi, my name is Genesis. Today I'm going to report why Philippines susceptible and prone to typhoons. Our country is experiencing an average of more than or less than 20 typhoons in a year. Philippines is prone and not exempted in typhoons because our country is near to the equator. Why? Our country is close to the equator, which receives direct heat from the sun. The heat from the sun warms the water that's surrounding our country, which forms a low-pressure area and starts a tropical disturbance. Next, why our country is prone to typhoon? Because our country is surrounded by warm waters, what I have said earlier. Why? Because waters that are heated by the sun, that makes it warm, and warm water also generates energy to form a typhoon. And also, it causes the air above it to ascend, creating an area with low pressure. Warm waters also increase the air and its water vapor contents. And it also increases the humidity of the typhoon and leads to a cloud formation, and it undergoes the process of condensation. Why are countries susceptible to typhoon? Because we are also part of the Intertropical Convergence Zone or ITCC. ITCC is an area encircling the Earth that is near to the equator, where northeast and southeast trade winds come together. In this area, the winds are being deflected due to the Earth's rotation known as Coriolis effect. The Coriolis force spins the tropical cyclone so that it creates a spiral image.
Hello guys, my name is Ishin. So for today, our topic is typhoon safety management. So it's important that everyone is informed about the weather or to an upcoming typhoon. All the information about the Pag-asa to an institution under the Department of Science, Technology. So here's the task of duties are as follows. So they need water and climate monitoring, typhoon and flood information provision, weather and advisories and forecasting, and astronomy, climatology, and meteorology. And climate monitoring, typhoon and flood information provision, weather advisories and forecasting, and astronomy, climatology, and meteorology, facts provision, and the last is public storm warning signals declaration. So here's the main effects of tropical cyclone: heavy rain, floods, strong winds, and storm surge. So the heavy rainfall and floods is we know that if we have continuous rain will cause flooding, landslide, and the mudslides, for example, it can cause a sick to us if we will walk with wounds in our body. It is dangerous when we have wound in our feet to walk on the flood. We can have leptospirosis and have outbreak disease that can cause diarrhea. Typhoid fever may occur in certain areas where drinking waters were contaminated by the flood. And on the strong winds, we all know that it can damage the houses, buildings, and some bridge. And then the storm surge can the sea level suddenly up to meters of high, and it can destroy the natural habitats of animals and man-made structures. So here's the before typhoon we need to have store enough supplies, leave the areas prone to flood and storm surge, and also check the electrical wiring. So during the typhoons, stay indoors and keep calm. Be ready to evacuate in case the water will rise. Keep the windows, doors, and open passage closed. So here's the after the typhoon. Check every members of the family. Inspect the parts of the house for any damages. Still be updated with the latest weather report. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Aritea Mishano. My topic is all about earthquake and faults. What is an earthquake? An earthquake is very devastating. It can cause injuries, it can destroy buildings, and it can bring you to death. Earthquake is a sudden trembling and shaking of the ground. Now what is a fault? A fault is a break through the earth's crust. A fault has three types of it, like dip slip fault and strike slip fault and oblique fault. In dip slip fault, it has two kinds of fault. The first is the normal fault. Normal fault is a result of tension force exists in blocks that are pulling apart. One block or result moves down and the other one moves up. The second kind of this dip slip fault is the reverse or thrust fault. Reverse fault is a result of compressional force pushing against each other. One block rides over the other. In thrust fault, the blocks move up in a shallower angle. Okay, the next type of fault is the strike slip fault. Strike slip fault has also two kinds of it. First is the strike slip fault. This fault was formed from rocks that slide past each other. The second kind of strike slip fault is the transform fault. This fault is wherein the relative horizontal slip is commanding the movement between two oceans reaches the other tectonic boundaries. The next type of fault is the oblique slip fault. An oblique slip fault is a combination of both dip slip, the normal and the reverse faulting, and strike slip faulting. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.